morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Thank you for tuning in once again. Kiyemba Lwanga E is my name. Welcome to Eve's Handbook at Gospel Assembly Church page. Thank you for liking us. Thank you for listening in and tuning in always on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Thank you for supporting us. We love your comments. We love your engagements. Thank you so much indeed. We are still in this life and going about our social lives. To some of us, it's not really been so easy. To most of us, we've gotten so many stressors around. But the worst of it has been the Corona-19 pandemic, which has left us into so many social disturbances. And many are still wondering what to do. Many have gotten their emotional stability destabilized. Many have totally broken down. But don't give up. Don't lose hope. I promised you that I will always be bringing you seasoned experts who will be talking to us about handling certain issues. And today, guess what? I have a guest who is not really a stranger to you, somebody you've had some time back, oftentimes talking to us about our social lives. And she's here once again. Lady Stella is here once again. Lady Stella, welcome.
Thank you, my host.
Please say hi to our viewers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, the viewers. Looking forward to sharing with you today.
Thank you, Lady Stella. Like I told you that she is a social expert. And what we are talking about today is emotional instability and emotional wellness. The two go hand in hand. The pandemic has really left so many people destabilized, so many people distressed and stressed. But I guess today we have some answers, some solutions onto how we can go about our such emotional instabilities. And Lady Stella, we've had so much.
Yes, we have.
The pandemic has left a lot of scars, a lot of stress.
Yeah.
You know, people have been having so many stressors, but this one has, it has been so, what can I call it? It has gone a long way, because when you look at people losing so many people at a go, many of whom may have been breadwinners of families. When you look at so many world economies being destabilized, when you look at so many jobs being lost, when you look at so many schools which are still closed worldwide, when you look at the other time we were talking about domestic violence,
Yes.
and a lot of that in the home, in societies, a lot of that, has been happening due to this cause, the pandemic being the cause now. Now, what some people don't even know whether they are stressed or whatever world they are living in. What may be some of the symptoms of somebody being stressed?
Thank you very much, Lady Eve Allen. How do you tell you're stressed? First and foremost, we are living in a very, very difficult time. It is something that is happening for the first time ever, and it has come with the guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
We have social distancing.
Okay.
We have quarantine for
Okay.
some.
Okay.
We have isolation.
Okay.
And this comes with a burden to us.
Okay.
Because when they put in place these measures, when they talk of social distancing, it brings about fear.
Okay.
It brings about anxiety. It brings about anger. It brings about grieving.
Okay. Okay.
And once this happened to us, unbeknown to us, we may not even know, by the way, that we are stressed.
Okay.
But the fact that we are contained in one place starts sending in triggering fear.
Okay.
It triggers anxiety.
Okay.
It triggers anger, sadness, and grief.
Okay. So you find somebody, like somebody you knew who used to be so hyper and happy, you find them dropping low?
Dropping low. What makes us hyper? The social networks that we have.
Okay. Okay.
The friends that we have.
Okay.
Even our jobs and our families.
Yes.
But because of this pandemic, COVID-19, there is social distance. There was a lockdown. You could not relate with your friends. You could not relate with family.
Okay.
Some people lost jobs.
Okay.
Schools were closed.
We are confined in one place.
Okay. We don't have any connection with the outside world. The friends that we had, the family you can't visit.
Okay.
You can't even visit family because they are limiting the numbers of persons to relate with. The social distancing is solved. So with all this, fear sets in.
I have a friend of mine. She called me and told me, Eva, I don't know what's happening to me. You know, many times I just find myself bursting out and crying. Could it still be a sign of stress?
Yes,
emotional instability?
It's a manifestation of emotional disability.
Okay.
Because while we talk out when we have problems, we share with people.
Okay.
We may not be sharing directly, but we may listen to other people having problems, and it works as a therapy to us who are going through the problem.
Okay.
But now you don't have anyone to open up to. You don't have anyone to share with, because we always say a problem shared
is a problem
solved.
Okay.
You don't have anybody to share with. So you find the pent up, the build up, the pressure. Then all you have to do is to burst out and cry.
Okay.
So when you cry, somehow
you
steam off that pressure and you relax.
Okay.
But it would be very, very good to have somebody to talk to.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like this time round, people, they actually don't know. Many, let me say, the world over.
Yes.
Much as they may find issues here and there, thinking that they are still holding on, but it seems like what they held on to, it is, the grip is getting loose.
Yes.
And day by day, you find people committing suicide, like we talked about the other time.
Yes.
We find people abandoning homes.
Yes.
Both men and women.
Yes.
Killing their children and their spouses. Now, I don't know, what can we I mean, it is so hurting, so stressing.
Yes.
What kind of emotional therapy, or can you give to such a people?
First, thank you very much. First and foremost, we should all think through what we are going through. And we categorize it into two.
Okay.
There are things we have control over. that one we can comfortably do.
Okay.
But there are those things that we don't have control over.
Now, which are the things that we have control over?
You have control over your positive attitude.
Okay.
How do you look at the pandemic?
Okay.
How do you look at the things around you? The change that is happening to you. Do you have a positive attitude towards that?
Okay.
That is very, very important.
So you suggest that in spite of it all, we must learn to adapt a positive attitude.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it is something that has come. We didn't expect it.
And nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it.
Okay.
So you must have a positive attitude. If it is working from home, so be it.
Okay.
If it is social distancing, you should. And we should follow the guidelines.
Okay.
The people who are giving us guidelines are doing it for our own good.
Okay.
Because they have the mandate to do that. So as the guidelines come in, you should follow the guidelines. And then when you start following the guidelines, you will find that it is within your control. If they say don't go where there are crowded people, you will not go. When they say sanitize, when they say social distance, and you do that, you'll find peace.
But you know what? It is also amazing.
Yes.
You look at people today, you look at the news,
yes,
Sky News, Uganda News, wherever.
Yes.
And people are just walking like nothing has happened. But people are not sanitizing, people are no longer putting on their masks, people are no longer social distancing. I mean,
when you look, you are. That's why we said what you have control over, your own social distancing. You know it.
Okay.
How do you do it? Because if you go by what people are doing, that is more stress to you.
Oh.
But how do you do social distancing?
Okay.
You have control over that. If they say 1.5, how do you do it? If they say 2 meters, how do you do it?
Okay.
You have control over that, and you're able to do that comfortably.
Okay.
In terms of kindness and being graceful, it's within your control. Because everyone is going through problems, the same stress. But how do you extend? Of course, you're able to be kind. You're able to have grace.
Yes.
You're able to interact with the people that you love.
Yes.
That is within your control.
Okay.
And how you do the communication now matters.
Okay.
You can pick a phone and you call somebody. You can pass by and wave to them, to someone, the people you like.
Okay. What about the ones you don't like?
No, of course, you're responsible for your own wellness, your own emotional well-being.
Okay.
So why do you go to somebody you don't like to give you, to stress you?
You know, there are some people who say that do good indiscriminately. But anyway, that is part of life.
Yes, then also what you can do, of course, during this time when you're not interacting with people, when they are saying isolation, they are saying distancing, you find something to do. And once you find what you're doing, you're going to relax eventually, because when you're redundant, you start thinking a lot.
Okay.
But when you find something to do,
to occupy you,
to keep
something
you busy,
productive.
something productive. If they say work from home, what is this working from home? Based on your profession, based on what you're doing, how will you do it from home? If you cannot do it from home, what else can you find and you start doing
yes,
to occupy your minds? Because you have control over that. Yes.
Actually, you remind me. In our neighborhood, there used to be a market.
Yes.
And you know, like markets, they're really so big. But now, people have resorted to having roadside stalls.
Yes.
As a measure of social distancing themselves. And you find that, by the way, I think they're getting more clients than they used to when they were in one central market.
Yes.
Because if I see so many cars at one store, I'll go to the next one.
because there's no parking.
Because there is no parking, or there is there is no parking, so I'll go to the next parking.
Yes.
So you see that each one is they're able to share that the clients, and
that is
everybody.
the kindness.
Yes.
That is the grace that should give to other people.
Yes.
If you're all doing the same thing, how do you then fit in with your other colleagues to do it? Because now you're finding these are the people you're going to engage with as you leave home to get to them.
Yes.
How acceptable are you to them? Yes.
So that means we have to still maintain our social fiber strong.
Yes.
Okay. In doing that,
whatever we are doing, if we are working from home, whatever
Yes.
you're doing, make sure that you have people around you.
Okay.
Yes.
So that helps me not to get by myself and always magnifying my stress.
Exactly.
I can manage my stress.
You can
levels.
manage your stress. Like you said, we see radios every time talking about it. If you find that every time the message is coming and it's depriving you of peace, then you turn it off.
Switch off.
You switch off. You don't have to listen to it.
Okay. So I can go to a program which can
make you feel happy.
Okay.
Can give you that therapy, emotional therapy. But if you find that every time you're turning it, they are talking about COVID-19, they are talking about the number of deaths, they are talking about the destruction,
the increasing numbers,
increasing numbers, and you don't want that, turn it off. But to maintain the guidelines that they have provided because you know every time this information comes in, it depresses you further. Yes, because even the fact that you're staying with the children at home, if you have children, looking at them alone is a stressor. And starting to think that when are they going to school, how am I going to manage to the dues, the tuition, that one alone also stresses you. So you're better off limiting the information that flows to you.
But some people say that, they used to say that when you don't have actually information,
yes,
you tend to think that the more information you're acquiring about something, moreover something negative,
yes,
the more you are going to be in the know of some of that particular thing.
It is true. You should know. You must have enough information about COVID-19.
Okay.
That is also something that will help you.
Okay.
Once you have that information, for instance, from the first time we had a lockdown, it was 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we all thought after 2 weeks,
it will be over.
It will be over.
Yes.
March, April has gone. May, June, we're in July. So we must all know what COVID-19 is. We must know how dangerous it is to us. So when people tell us, of course we have our leaders giving us the guidelines. When they give us the guidelines, we should appreciate that they are doing it for our own good. You must have that knowledge. Then you will relax and you say, okay, if this is what it means, let me let it be. Because we've seen it from 2 weeks to 3 weeks
to 4
months. Other people are talking of September. So just to stay calm, get to know how it presents itself, and limit on the engagements with other people.
Okay. So that calls for us to stop living in self-denial.
Yes. You don't have to deny it.
Okay. And accept it as it has come.
As it has come. And you go about it.
And you go about it.
Based on the guidelines that they are providing.
Okay. Actually, you're talking of the guidelines. It reminds me when God said that He would send us a comforter. I don't think this comforter was just going to be in the upper room to the early church alone.
Yes.
In such situations like this,
yes,
it's a time for us to still call on God, call on the Holy Spirit,
yes,
call on God and ask Him to come and take hold of our hand. As when I cannot manage it, when it is too hard for me, then I still have a comforter. I still have the promise of God.
Yes.
Yes. Now, Lady Stella.
Yes, please.
You were talking of something which you can manage and something which
you cannot manage.
Which I cannot manage. Now, what is that I cannot manage?
Yes, what you cannot manage, one is the actions of others.
Okay.
That is outside your control.
Like what?
Like if the others decide to say they told us social distancing, they told us isolation, and they're not going to come to you.
Yes.
And they're not going to be interested in what you're
doing.
They're
not willing to
socialize
with me.
They're not willing to socialize with you. They're not willing to support you. That is beyond you.
Yes.
You can't.
You should not force them.
You should not force them. And you should not dwell on thinking of how they should have helped you, how they should have come to you to support you, because they have not. Yes. That is something that is outside your control.
Exactly.
So you just relax. Don't lament. I'm in problems, and this Stella is my friend. She should have been here. She's not here, and you get depressed.
Yes.
You don't know what Stella is going through herself.
Exactly.
You don't know what is going on in her mind. She's also thinking, I'm having problems, and Eve is has not come. So you don't have to think about that, because you don't have control over it. Okay. Then what to do, if there are rules to follow and they are not following it, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. We don't even know when this pandemic is going to come to an end.
Whether it will end
or not. Whether it will end or not. We don't know. So why should you start be thinking about it?
You begin stressing yourself.
You begin stressing yourself when it ends, how am I going to manage tuition? How am I going to manage fees? How am I going to start my life? All my capital has gone. Whatever the friends have gone. You don't know. We don't know. Like I said earlier on, we started from 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we are now 3 months down the road.
5.
And we are 5, and we are managing. Aren't we okay?
Somehow we are moving on. Somehow we are surviving.
Yes. Albeit with challenges. Yes. But we are still surviving. So that is something that we don't have control. And then when you say how others react, that one is not, you have no control over it. And the other people's motives, you don't know.
You don't know.
And the most important thing is we don't even know when the pandemic is coming to an end. We don't know. And even if it came to an end, the normal is not going to be the normal anymore.
Yes.
Things are going to change. But life still has to continue.
On.
And like we see, the pandemic is everywhere. Fortunately for us, some of us have not witnessed death.
Yes. Like in our country.
Like in our country in Uganda, we thank God for it. We have not witnessed any death. But even you'll find that some of us, we've not even had relatives outside the country.
Yes.
We've not heard of any death.
Yes.
That is a positive thing to look at.
Tick. Yes.
A tick.
Yes.
A tick for you. So of course you may. So why would you worry?
Why would you stress yourself?
Why would you stress yourself about it when you have very many positive things? Yes, you don't. That one you don't have control over.
Yes. Then
the other one is other people's motives. You don't know. You cannot get by that. It's beyond you. So why should you keep on imagining and saying, worrying about it, worrying about the way other people look at things? That is not part of you. You should look at what you have control over directly internally. That's what you have control over is what you deal with, and before you know it, the surrounding
is calm.
And will fit in what you have control over.
Okay.
And you'll find that you are
settled.
Yes.
Okay. Most people think that you hear a lot of stories, this one, that one, but you, like you said, you cannot go there to tell them ABCD.
Yes, you can't.
And you don't have that might anyway.
No, you don't.
You don't have that might anyway.
Yes.
And we have people coming in.
Yes.
We have had quite a number of people who have been treated.
Yes.
And they have recovered.
Yes.
How would you advise the society where they are going to live in? They're in, because some of them, it's like they look at them like outcasts. You remember when the AIDS, let me call it also the AIDS pandemic came? Yes. Some people ran away, migrated from villages.
Yes.
But they later found out that actually wherever they went to, somehow it still caught up with them.
Yes.
And they just had to learn to stay.
To live with it.
To live with it.
Yes.
Now, how would you advise people who feel that these people are outcasts in their society?
I've not heard of somebody being an outcast as a result of recovering from COVID-19.
I saw one.
Okay.
People were actually, it was over the news, and people were like, that actually the landlord was telling him, find yourself somewhere else to go. I want my house, you're not going to stay in my
Now, the reason they behave like, and that's why I said earlier on, one of the things that we should know to have that emotional wellness and well-being is to find out exactly what COVID-19 is.
Okay.
How does it manifest itself?
The basic information about
Actually, it shouldn't even be basic. You should make sure you get all the information, because the information is everywhere.
Okay.
On all the Ministry of Health has tried its best in my country, in Uganda, and other countries world over. It is their responsibility.
They do so.
They've provided information about it. And that's why their guidelines, social distancing, sanitizing, wash your hands, masks. So they're telling us that's what we should do. And then for starting to stigmatize and discriminate somebody who has recovered, we are being very unfair. We are being very unfair. The fact that they've gone through that and they have recovered is evidence enough that they are okay. They are victors. They cannot spread it. It's not there anymore. The biggest problem is when people hear of the second wave, of the third wave, they don't know what it means. What it means. They assume this one was recovered. It might reoccur.
Tell us more about the second wave, the third wave.
Oh, that one, like His Excellency said, is for the scientists.
Okay,
they should be the ones to guide that. But for me, I would think when somebody has recovered, the chances of reoccurrence are not there. But even if it reoccurred, they've already given us measures that we should do to ensure that we don't get it.
The problem is that people don't want to follow instructions.
That is where the problem is. They don't want to follow the guidelines. Like I said earlier on, because they've not seen anyone drop down dead. So they think, it's not there. They are imagining. They think, no, it is not there. But you don't have to see somebody. But the fact that people have been quarantined, people have been isolated, and they've told you they are suspects, then after some time they are tested, and some are found to be negative, others are found to be positive, and they are treated. It means they've been treated. So it doesn't help you to doubt the certificates that they've been issued.
But even people doubted that Jesus had risen.
Of course, people doubted.
Thomases will always be there.
They will always be there. But it's very unfair for somebody to treat somebody who has recovered that way. It is very, very bad. Because it wasn't their choice. If they saw it coming, they would avoid it.
Exactly.
But the fact that she came and they've gone through, they've recovered, it's okay. It's just like malaria.
And thank God they recovered.
And exactly, they recovered. So when they've recovered, there's no need for you to start stigmatizing them and discriminating against them.
Okay.
It is not proper.
It's not proper.
It is not.
So, you as a social expert. Maybe you could equip societies with a kind of gloves they should have in welcoming back these people. God said that the Bible says that we are co-workers together with Him. And if God has called us to save lives, not only from their sins, to help people get out of their sins, but from different situations, like this one that we are faced with. God told us, He promised us that He would equip us. Now, people like you who are social experts, I know have tips on how to equip society, on how they should treat these people.
First and foremost, if this landlady,
yes,
who was saying, I don't want you in the house, says that because this person is not a relative.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming it were her or his son,
relative, yes.
what would they do?
Exactly.
What would they do?
Exactly.
What people should do is to, if they've been cleared by the medical workers who are the professionals in this thing, then who are you to doubt them? You
Ignorance.
don't have to doubt them. Ignorance.
Yes.
It's ignorance. And that's why we say they must have information. They must have the knowledge about it.
So you are calling on the public, society, wherever they are, to acquire information about all this.
Yes, they should. And if somebody comes, you should treat this person the way you would have wished to be treated, assuming you are the one who had been declared COVID-free. Would all your tenants run away because the landlord was confined? They will not.
They will welcome you
They
back.
will welcome you back. They were relieved we are not asking for the rent.
Yes.
Now that you've come, they should still welcome you.
Yes.
So that you can still give them that liberty of finding rent later on.
Yes.
So the most important thing anyway is for us to accept them. Because they've been declared free.
Okay.
But then we follow the guidelines.
Okay, we do it with caution.
With caution, and we follow the guidelines, because once you follow the guidelines, even when you sit, there are scenarios where people have been with people who are COVID-19 positive and they've not gotten it because there's a social distance.
Yes.
You've put on a mask, you've washed your hands, you've sanitized, and they've not caught it.
They've taken all the measures.
All the measures. The message is kindly take all the measures and the guidelines as issued by the respective authorities wherever you are.
Okay.
That is what you should do.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to our colleagues now, who are for emotional well-being, who are stable and they are distressed, one of the things, there are very many things that you should do. It is talk to your family.
Okay.
Talk to your friends.
Okay.
Seek help.
For those who have already been who have contracted.
Well, for those who have come back.
Okay.
The ones who are under quarantine, the medical personnel, whoever is there handling them.
Okay.
So when they get back home, for us, we should support them. We should talk to them, and we should also adhere to the guidelines. Yes.
So that means that calls on us as the welcomers.
Yes.
To have a spirit of empathy.
Yes.
To be kind.
Yes.
To be welcoming.
Yes.
So that this person feels welcome.
Yes.
Just like you've said.
Yes.
Than running away from them. I remember you remember sometime back when this thing was starting, I was seeing on TV people running. And then they were asking, one of the news anchor was asking the person, why are you running? Then they say, one of the people said, they saw somebody who just fell down and they thought he had what?
COVID.
Now, instead of helping the person, they all just...
now helping, they told us it is not our responsibility. They told us once you suspect somebody to have, there are numbers you're supposed to call, and those people should come and pick, because
but they all dispersed and ran away. Somebody at least should have called.
At least one of them should have called. They must have called, but the rest, because the message is when you're suspicious of somebody, give us a call. We shall come and do it. When they come, they are well equipped. They know how to go about it. They can comfortably do it. Professionally. Now, for you to start going and saying you're touching is a different thing altogether, because they'll not even allow you to touch. The instructions were, once you suspect somebody, give us a call. The numbers were shared. Everyone knows. If there's a suspect, you call.
Yes. In fact, in any case, you wouldn't even know what to do.
you don't know what to do.
How to handle them.
Yes.
How to carry them, maybe. You might even.
And because they say don't touch, social distance. So you may touch and you end up getting it.
Contracted.
And you don't know how to manage it. So the best would be to call, and the people come and the
help.
Professionals come and help out.
Okay.
Yes.
So, do you really think in with this information that we are giving, it can help somebody rebuild their emotional wellness?
Yes, it can. Some of the things that can help you rebuild your emotional wellness and well-being is to be kind.
Okay.
To be kind. You know, every time you're bitter, it builds up. It builds up.
It actually decreases your immune system, your immunity.
Oh. Okay, that's one. Yes, can you imagine something to reduce your immunity?
Yes.
The doctors tell us you should laugh how
Yes.
many times a day?
Yes.
How many times a week?
Okay.
And for you to recover your well-being and wellness, you must be kind. Kindness is, I don't know, it's really very easy to be kind.
What are some of the ways you can express kindness?
Expressing kindness, for instance, somebody, we are in this period, I'll give the COVID-19.
Yes.
Everybody is having issues with themselves first and their environment and their surroundings. And within your surroundings, there are people who may also going through issues like you're going through, because this is for everyone, by the way, pupils, students, all of us. And there's somebody who may need something that you're in position to provide.
Yes.
It may not even be anything tangible, but a word.
Yes.
They need comfort, comforting words. Or they even need action to help them out of what they're going through. Or they need a push.
Yes.
What is wrong with doing that?
There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with that, because when you do it, you feel relieved.
You feel joy.
You feel joy because you've made somebody feel good.
Yes.
That one alone will let you also relax. The tension will get down.
Actually, it reminds me of, you remember these people, the war victims?
Yes.
Refugees who keep coming in?
Yes.
The first thing that helps them to settle down is acts of kindness.
Yes.
They're given shelter. They're given food.
Yes.
They're given somewhere maybe to dig.
Yes.
So that they settle down and their emotional stability and wellness is catered for.
Yes.
Yes.
And they may not forget what they've gone through, but at least they are finding solace where they are. And that one becomes something very, very good. Compassion.
Yes.
You must show love. You must be patient. Because I'm telling you, what you're going through, another person is also going through.
Maybe at a very high degree.
At a very high degree, but you just don't know. But how patient can you be with everyone around you?
Yes.
That one alone gives you stability.
But you know what, Lady Stella?
Yes.
Somebody said that you cannot give what you don't have. Don't you think that emotional wellness should first start with us? Each and every one of us must, as it should be a must, to work
towards that,
so that out of the bounty that we have received, we are able to dispense onto.
And one of
others.
the way of working out of that is by being kind. It's by loving. When you start being kind,
to
when
yourself
you start
first.
loving, no, even to other people.
But I cannot
find
love
peace.
you if I don't love myself.
Yes, you may not love me, and that's where I said you don't know what others are going through. At times, you may think yours is too much that no one will understand. But let me just pass a piece of kindness to the other person, unbeknown to you. You end up, the moment the other person feels nice and they're excited and they're joyous, they're showing you the joy, you're going to look at it and it will melt your heart.
Affects you.
It affects you positively.
Okay.
Yes, it affects you positively, because to see somebody excited about the kindness you've shown them, the love, you're patient with them. You will then realize that this small thing that I've done has put a smile on this person's face.
Yes.
It has changed the way they are thinking. That alone will help you.
So every time in your mind you get that mental picture of you doing something for that person and seeing them smiling, it affects you.
It affects you positively, and that bitterness starts melting down. So then you find, after all, even when I'm going, whatever I'm going through, I still have people who can be happy, who can tell me, Stella, thank you. I'm telling you, you don't know what you've done to me. Then you start realizing that, even when I'm going through this problem, I'm actually still useful.
Yes.
Then that scale will get off and say, even when I'm going through my problems, there are some people whom I'm better off than, but when I show them kindness, I lighten, I
somebody's
candle. I light their candle.
Yes.
That alone will help you.
Okay.
Then the other thing is also to reach out to family.
Okay.
Whenever you're not happy, of course we know the times are not proper, but try your best to reach out to family.
Okay. My family, or just any family that I can get in touch with?
Now, when we say family, it's first and foremost your immediate family. Then there are friends that we've worked with, there are friends we've lived with that have become part of family.
Okay.
And you still get to those.
Yes.
But of course, when in most cases we think of our immediate family, this family, the biological family first, which is very, very important, because we all know in all families world over, there is a bond. You may disagree, but there's still a bond that keeps you together,
which cannot be broken.
Which cannot be broken. And you have to reach out to family.
Yes.
And when you reach out to family, you will be surprised at how helpful they are going to be.
Yes.
How helpful they intended to be, but because they didn't know what you were going through, so nobody would come in to help you. So you must reach out to family.
Okay.
And make sure you understand COVID, like I said.
Okay.
Understand it, that this is how it is.
Okay.
And before you know it, you'll be fine.
Yes.
Because even where we are seeing people dying on TV, there are people who are not dying.
Yes.
Within that same community.
Exactly.
They are moving, like you said, but they mask, sanitizing, washing hands. You will still move with them. And when you move with them, you'll still survive.
Exactly.
Because you know exactly what to do. They tell you social distance, they tell you sanitize, they tell you wash your hands. Now, as soon as you reach home, go and wash your hands. Whenever you're entering any building, sanitize. Whenever you're relating with people, social distance. And you will be okay.
Okay.
Then the other thing that you have to do, you give your mind a break. And take pause from stress.
Okay.
Give your mind a break. And you don't, like I say, don't listen to all news. They are here. Just give your mind a break. Once you give your mind a break, you will find that,
sift through the information
information that comes. Not all information is information.
Okay.
Not all information that is good for you.
Okay.
There's some that is not good.
Yes.
Just avoid that information.
Yes.
And focus on what is within your power.
Okay.
What you can control.
Okay.
What you cannot control is not your responsibility.
Don't
strain about it.
Okay.
Focus on what you can do as a person. And if you can also reach out for help. What's wrong with reaching out for help?
Everybody
needs help.
Yes. And
we all need help in one way or the other. And for us to be emotionally stable and emotionally well, we have to reach out for help.
Yes.
Help. There are times when you're going through something and you even have the solutions. You have the answers. You know what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But you only need somebody to give you a pat at the back to say, Stella,
to confirm
what you're saying.
Okay.
To say, yes, that is right. Because you don't want to take responsibility in most cases.
Yes.
So you say, let me cross-check with somebody.
Yes.
So when you're cross-checking with somebody, the person will say, oh, that's the right thing to do. And
you feel confident.
You feel confident, you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Because you're fearing, you don't want people to blame you. You don't want people to say you failed.
To take charge.
So when you ask somebody and somebody says it's fine, you'll find that you're okay. At times you may be going through something that is not even a problem.
Yeah.
You create your own
problem.
It's a perceived problem.
Okay.
Yes, so you need to reach out and talk to people.
Okay.
And you take care of your physical needs as well.
Like what?
Walking is a very good therapy.
Okay.
Walking.
But some people are still under lockdown. They're not allowed to walk.
You walk around your house.
Okay.
You walk around your house. You walk around your house. You walk around your house. You walk around wherever you are.
Okay.
And before you know it, you're going to relax.
Yes.
The tension will go.
Okay.
You saw at that time when we were at the initial stages of lockdown, His Excellency gave us a challenge of exercising in his office at home.
Yes.
So you can do that.
By the way, I've taken over that. You know, I used to exercise in the mornings, and sometimes I would lose out on time.
Yes.
So do you know what I do? After dinner, do my dishes and everything. I make sure I bathe last.
Yes.
So after doing all that, I do my exercises, and
you rest, and you relax.
So
well. We can do it wherever we are.
Yes.
You don't have to say you're going to go to the field. You don't have to say I'm going to go on the road. You can do it wherever you are. You just set your mind. And you also have to have some peace of mind, quietness. You just sit somewhere that is very quiet, no noise, and you meditate.
What should somebody meditate on? Others meditate upon evil things only.
Of course, now for your wellness, you must meditate on positive things. You don't have time for negative things if you want to rebuild your emotional stability. Whatever you think about should be positive. You start imagining positive things. You don't need negative things. So when you get to negativity, anything negative energy, you just keep it away. Look at the positive things that you should be doing. Okay. Yes, and that time you must always have more time to relax.
Okay.
Relaxation. At times when you take too much, you strain on yourself. You get disorganized. Yes. I personally, because I've not been very well for some time, when I work for long hours, I get disoriented. Okay. I've decided to take it one at a time. Yes. If I work today, tomorrow I should rest to rebuild. Yes. The following day, I have to work. Yes. So you must also take off time to relax.
And you know, most people think that they actually, we the elderly, think that we are still young. Yes. Even at 50. You still think that you're going to function like you functioned at 20.
At 20.
Now, Lady Stella,
in
2-3 minutes, we would want to say a word of encouragement to our viewers, and encourage them to build their mental wellness, and so that they can be able to stand the test of time.
Thank you very much. One of the things I would like to leave you with, you all know yourself. You know your mental stability, the level of your stability, emotional stability. The moment you start sensing that there's something that is not okay, don't let it go. Try to identify that stress.
Okay.
And you avoid it.
Okay.
We can manage. our emotional well-being. We can manage because get to know what stresses you. And once you get to know what stresses you, keep away from it.
Okay.
You will be okay. Especially this time. I want to tell you, viewers, wherever you are, all of us are going through the same problems you're going through. Worldwide. The children are at home. They've never stayed at home this long. They're also stressed by them.
They are.
Yourself, you're stressed. Everyone around you is going through the same problem. The best would be identify the stressors and avoid them if you can. And if you can't avoid them and they're part of you, learn how to live with it.
Okay.
But then also find time to talk to a trusted person.
Okay.
Get one person who is trusted, you talk to them for you to be okay, because the moment you're not emotionally okay, the next thing is mental health.
Exactly.
Your mental health will be affected.
Sure.
So the best would be
you'll get a mental breakdown.
You get a mental breakdown, depression, and you don't know what happens. So the best would be find a trusted person to talk to.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lady Stella. Our viewers, she still has a lot for us, and I'm sure we'll still have more time to have her with us some other time to come. But on a very strong note, let's take it to what she has told us. Let's build a mental wellness. By the way, nobody is going to build it for you. It all starts with us. And you cannot be of any help to somebody if you yourself, you are a mentor, if you are mentally derailing. So, this is a very, very sensitive issue, yet very, very vital for the well-being of us all. And I believe that we will learn how to live with a pandemic as long as we take all this into consideration. Learn how to love yourself. Learn how to follow the guidelines which have been given to us. Learn how to listen to somebody. One of the people you can listen to is God. Learn to commune with God. He will be your greatest friend, and he will come in and give you all the answers to all your stresses. Remember, she told us, move away from stressors. Don't. Many communities, many cultures want to suppress people and tell them that, no, stay in there, stick in there, when they're actually stressing you. We have been empowered today. Run away from stressors and learn to build your mental wellness. Thank you so much for listening to us tonight. We will still come again to you with yet more therapeutic programs which will help us to build ourselves, build our lives, and live in this world. God gave this world to us to live in it and enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening to us. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. God bless you. And don't forget to sanitize. Don't forget to wear your masks. Don't forget to wash your hands. And don't forget to keep your social distancing. God bless you.